Kill TV. Or we kill time.
Or we kill time.
Well, we kill time, so you don't have to.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna screw it up.
Do you like? So you like expendables?
No, I'll hit on
Save
that.
it for the
I'm about to
episode.
say,
Save it for the episode.
I'll hit on that.
Yeah, because I got two as well.
That thing right there looks like a bad little bumblebee.
This here,
Mhm.
that's the
I've shot.
And the reason why I like it is because.
All right, ready?
Oh, yeah. Go.
Take one. Welcome to Time to Kill TV. Where we kill
time, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Don't edit that out.
Okay, that's fine.
Edit that out. Let's go.
Little tongue tied there. Brian Callahan.
Hunter Bennett.
Bubba Alder.
He forgot our names.
I know.
No, I'll go let y'all. We're changing it up. We're changing it up. Today, we're going to talk about broadheads. I love to bow hunt.
I enjoy bow hunting as well.
It's all right.
Today, I have a G5 expandable. I shot these last year, killed a few does with them. I've also killed some deer with their fixed blades as well. And I go back and forth. And the reason why, I change my setup a lot. And so sometimes I'm shooting a little bit more poundage, especially like in deer hunting. I'll tune it down for turkey season because I'm bow hunting off the ground. You don't want to put too much strain when you're drawing on a turkey. You know, you want to be as quiet as possible and less movement. I do like to shoot expandables with a turkey. I think they're better than a fixed blade. And they really work, really well. No matter what your shot placement is, other than the shoulder, expandable, about any of them will do the trick if you hit them right. I have lost a deer.
But you don't want to hit them in the shoulder with an expandable? Is that what
I do not recommend hitting a deer with expandable in the shoulder because I have done it and cried like a baby because I couldn't find a big buck. So, and that was with a Rage. May not be that way for everybody, but it was for me. Now, when it comes to a fixed blade, there's several types that I like. I've shot from Muzzy, G5s. What was that, Slick Trick? Fixed blades, or I think it's Slick Trick. But probably the Muzzy's probably the toughest. May not fly as true as a G5 fixed blade, but I think it's probably one of the toughest. You can shoot 3 or 4 deer with the same broadhead.
All right, so what you're saying is that is your favorite mechanical.
Favorite so far that I've used. I killed a deer, a big deer, a pretty good deer anyway, a couple weeks ago in Tennessee with a swacker. I don't recommend it.
Swagger ain't sending us no money.
That's me personally. And the reason I say that all right, if you notice,
we are not sponsored by nobody. We tell the truth.
We tell the truth. And the reason, and I know they're made in the USA, and that's great, and I'm all about it. But listen, you see how a G5 opens up this way, right? And it this way, right? Well, the swacker does not. It opens up the other way. Well, I noticed when I found the deer, but there was hardly no blood trail. It opens up the opposite way, and it looked like a field point had hit this deer on the entrance. On the exit, it barely came out. I shot him kind of quartering to me, and it exited almost out his back hip, right before where his gut's at. And he didn't hardly bleed. I mean, I thought the deer should have been a 5-gallon bucket full, and we found pin drops. I mean, literally. So I was not, the way I shot the deer, even got it on video, that deer should have bled all over. I mean, I caught his first lung, and it exited out behind, behind his liver. So he should have bled. But that's why I like the G5s. I've had better luck with them.
I'm glad that ain't a dangerous broadhead, because you're about to hit me in the face with it. I'm messing with you. Bubba, what's your favorite? You want me to go?
Well,
I don't.
particular thing, I have a favorite to where I have a G5 expandable also. I don't even know if they make these anymore. This is a G5 Havoc. And I shot these for a couple of years until, like Brian said, I hit one in the shoulder. And it did not go good for me. So I started shooting fixed blades. And I like these Exodus because I ain't gonna say I'm a lazy hunter. I just don't have time with 3 youngins like I used to shoot my bow, sight it in, things like that. Well, these shoot true as a field point through my bow. And so I go out, make 3, 4 shots, field point. All right, I get time to go hunting. I don't have time. I just throw these on. It shoots true. And another thing that I like with a fixed blade is if I don't get a pass through, it's steadily cutting the whole time to where with a expandable, if it backs out or what, you don't know if it's cutting or what it's doing. So that's another reason why. I'm not saying I'm a terrible shot. I just don't get the shoot like I used to in the past. So I've went to a fixed blade. But I've shot both, and I'm not
leaning either way.
Yeah, leaning either way. I mean, I like expandables. I like fixed blade. I like fixed blades more now because I don't have as much time anymore, and so that's my only reasoning for shooting fixed blades.
And I would also trust this in a shoulder.
Right. Exactly. I would do.
All right. So for people who are not very acquainted with expandable broadheads, I know years ago when I shot expandables, I haven't shot expandables in a long time, but you had to like set rubber bands and you had to. So on those, does that require rubber bands or do you just have to fold it back in?
This is a collar locking system.
Yep.
I prefer this over a rubber band.
Yes.
They last longer for one, and they don't break. I know on some, I believe it's the Race that has the rubber band.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll dry rot and fall off, and sometimes your blade will cut it off. I had one actually a few years ago, expandable Rays that actually I saw it as it left my bow open up, and it wasn't supposed to, to impact. But
yeah.
So yeah, I like these collars.
So the
collar, they'll send a few extra collars. I think if you buy a pack, you get 3 broadheads, and I think they send you 6 collars.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, it's been a while since I bought some expandables, but I think the last time I bought a set, that was what it was.
Cool. All right. Well, for my favorite broadhead, I haven't shot expandables in a very long time, but also take note of this. I probably wouldn't listen to me. Okay.
He got dinosaurs.
It's not.
He ain't lying. He's got an Indian arrow, Indian broadhead.
Look, I switched back to traditional archery several years ago, and I really don't deer hunt much at all with my recurve. If I am shooting at a deer with my recurve, they're talking about hitting it in the shoulder, I don't know where I'm gonna hit it. Okay. I'm praying. I'm slinging this thing with a prayer. And here's what I bow hunt. I like to bow hunt hogs in the summertime. That's when I'll break my bow out if I've got hogs moving through. And for shooting hogs takes a very, very tough broadhead. This is a Woodsman Elite 3-blade broadhead. Is screw in, even though I'm shooting traditional. And I like this thing because it is freaking indestructible. And sharpen them are very easy. All you have to do is set it down flat on a wet rock, and you push, and you sharpen 2 of the bevels at each turn, and you just keep turning it, and you can get these things where they will shave you with a quickness. But I also when I'm hunting, especially for hogs, I like a longer, more slender blade profile because in my mind you get a little better penetration versus trying to penetrate something that is short and fat. I mean, it's like a knife, right? Would you rather be stabbed with a short, fat knife or a long, skinny knife? The long, skinny one's going to go in easier. You know what I mean? So, penetration is important on hogs, especially, they've got their shoulder shields and they might have mud caked onto them, but I don't really deer hunt. I can't tell you the last time I slung an arrow at a deer. It's been 6 or 7 years ago. Killed a couple of hogs last summer though with my recurve. So that's my bow hunting. I like to stalk and try and get 20 or 30 yards from a hog and sling an arrow at them. And if I just hit them and they run off and die, then great. If I miss, oh well. Woodsman Elite, 3-blade. Screw in broadhead. It's 165 grain, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 185.
And they might still have some. They probably still they sold them about 40 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you can get these online at.
I don't even know if you can.
You can. They sell them at Three Rivers Archery. You can go to Three Rivers Archery and you can buy double blade and triple blade screw in old school broadheads. That's what I shoot.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Well, this is Kill Time TV.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Pro tip. You got a pro tip.
And I had one a while ago in my mind. Let's see. What was I thinking about?
Hey, well, let's go back to...
pro tip.
Let's go back to the buck of a lifetime with a pro tip. Check your bow. Make sure you have a peep sight.
Oh, good pro
Check
tip.
everything, because I had a deer of a lifetime 2 years ago. I hunted him for probably a month. Took off work. I had him timed. I knew when he was going to be in there. I took off, called in.
He was a giant. He was a giant.
I called in work, and the time was right. He comes in. I had him at 18 yards, quartering away. I get ready to make my shot. My peep sight's gone. So I'm going to say the pro tip is to have a second option. So I went and got a kisser button put onto my bowstring. So if it happens to me again, I have another way of being confident that I have my anchor point to make a shot.
Right. I'm going to add to this, because I shot no peep for 3 or 4 years. I killed 2 nice deer, really big deer with no peep. If you know your anchor point, and I always judge mine like this, I always put my thumb on the back of my ear, and that's how I tied a little knot on a string. And I knew if the knot was lined up with my first pin, and my thumb, was right here, of course, but as long as the little knot was with my first pin, where my peep sight would have been, I knew I was on. And and the reason why I've done that before is in low light situations. With a peep, you're going to lose light a little quicker. With no peep, you got a little bit more light left. And always bring an extra release in your backpack.
And try to shoot with both eyes open, because it helps with lighting. If you close one eye, it gets darker. So you keep both eyes open, practice it, and shoot with both eyes open, and you can hunt and see deer a little bit later. That extra 1 or 2 minutes would help.
Mike can even shoot one after dark.
We're not high school anymore. Well, that's the end of this segment.
With that broadhead, you could.
Y'all talking about sights and stuff. This is my sight right here.
Well, this is Kill Time TV, where we kill time so you don't have to.
All right.